Yo, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet Violet VGC video. I'm your host Jose Rocks, and today we have another episode of Journey Through VGC. The current format we're in is Regulation E. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Alright, Rocks Nation, y'all ready for the Rank 1 follow-up? So now we have our Sylveon and Ogrepon team, and notice I put Sylveon before Ogrepon because this is definitely Sylveon's team. Right, so I really wanted to build a team around Sylveon because I was inspired to use it by the junior, the senior, the kid that won senior division. He had his Hisuian Arcanine and Sylveon team with like Zapdos, and I thought that Sylveon was really powerful on that team, and it kind of just made me realize that it has a good place in the meta. Even though this is a different format, I still think that it might be even stronger right now, right? And as you're gonna see in these upcoming videos, like Sylveon was just incredible. Like Sylveon is really the carrier of this team, more so than Fire Ogrepon. And I had a lot of fun using this team, and I do think that it's really strong. I am gonna attempt to get it to number 1 as well, but I do have, a little bit ways to climb back up since I haven't been playing for a couple of days because I wanted to take a break from making some content while I allowed my last video to pretty much grow from when I hit rank number 1 with Infernape. And I wanted that, video to get as much attention as it could. And now that is, slowing down just a little bit, now I'm ready to put out some more content. And I do post every day, so I am about to get back into pretty much my method as far as recording. So right now, the first Pokemon we have is going to be Ogrepon. Ogrepon is an incredible Pokemon, right? It gets a +1 attack boost when you tear it into fire. And all of its moves, while it has its mask on, it always has its mask on. I don't even know if you can use Ogrepon without the mask. I think without the mask is just the regular Grass Ogrepon. So I don't know if they mean that Ogrepon doesn't get the attack boost, but all of its moves get boosted by, I believe, 1.3%. And everything else, 1 point, it gets boosted by 1.3, right? So I think that's about 25%. I'm not 100% sure on that. But so pretty much all its moves are going to be stronger, and Ivy Cutchel turns into a fire type move while it's on Heart Flame Mask, right? So this Pokemon is incredible, and the idea is that I gave it like almost max HP, not max HP, max speed and max attack, so that you can go for these sunny days and also have a little bit of bulk so you can survive a couple hits and just pretty much one-shot everything with Ivy Cutchel. It's a really strong move, and it's boosted by the sun plus the attack +1 attack boost that you get from tearing it, and then you get the Tera stack on top of that, and you're just doing so much damage in the sun, right? And the idea is to just sweep teams with that. And then we have Stumping Tantrum for coverage, so we're able to hit Heatran. We're able to hit like a bunch of fire types that usually resist the fire and grass type moves. And I don't believe that Follow Me is really good on this team because we don't have anything that really wants to set up. So the idea is that I have, triple attack plus Spikey Shield so that I can deal as much damage as possible, right? And then Wood Hammer, like next to Chien-Pao, is just really obliterating things. And if you're able to set up the Sun and Fire Tera and then switch in Chien-Pao the following turn, like even resisted Pokemon are like getting one shot by Ivy Cutchel, which is incredible. But then it also has a high chance to crit. So this Pokemon is really powerful, and depending on how you use it on this team, it can really like dominate games. The next Pokemon we have is the star of the team, which is Sylveon. This Sylveon set is incredible. So the typical moves that you see on Sylveon are Hyper Voice and Terra Blast. Terra Blast is good on Sylveon because with Terra Blast, you don't have to Terra Sylveon to get a single target fairy move, right? And it's 80 base power, and it's powered up by Pixelate. So it turns to a fairy move, and it still does a lot of damage. And that way you don't have to like carry Moonblast, right? And it frees up 2 more slots for you to have other coverage. So Hyper Voice and Terra Blast are going to be pretty much your go-tos, and with the Terra Water, you're able to hit like fire types that resist your fairy moves, right? And you can also hit steel types. I would still recommend just going, unless it's Heatran, you hit it with a water type move. If it doesn't 4 times resist fairy, still just go for Hyper Voice. It's still going to be doing like a ton of damage with the choice specs, right? And then you can just follow up with damage from like your other Pokemon, which I found is really clutch. Quick Attack as well is going to be boosted to a fairy type move. So now Quick Attack is a priority physical move. While it doesn't do much damage, it's still enough to like chip things down, and also like things that are like really low HP, you can pick them off with Sylveon, which a lot of them won't be expecting it to do. And it can help in a lot of cases to where Sylveon needs to get off a move, but you're not faster than the opponent, and you don't want to just lose to just being outspared, right? So it does give you like an out in situations like that. And Hyper Beam, now Hyper Beam is high risk, high reward, right? The risk is you can miss. Also, once you use it, Sylveon, because your choice specs and you can't move, you're completely immobile the next turn, so your opponent can pretty much get a free attack into you with no downside, right? You can't switch it, you can't Tera it if you hadn't Tera it before you went for Hyper Beam. So you can't switch, you can't Tera, you can't do anything, you're just locked into that. Similar to like Outrage, but the only thing is Outrage, you can still move the next turn, but with Hyper Beam, you're immobilized for one turn, so you can't do anything after that. So be really careful when you're going for Hyper Beam. But the thing is, if you feel like Hyper Voice can't pick up a KO, that Hyper Beam coming off, Pixelate and being a fairy type is dealing so much damage with choice specs, right? And you're able to pick up a lot of one-hit KOs, and you just were able to nuke something. If it's something that you really need to get off the field, and you can't allow it to be on the field for like longer than one turn, you really need to nuke it. That's the move that you're going to be nuking stuff with. So we have 2 nukes on this team, which is Ivy Cutchel, Fire Tera in the Sun, and also Hyper Beam from Sylveon. So you have a physical nuke and you have a special nuke, which I feel like are really clutch for a team like this. Next we have Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao is going to be pretty standard. The only thing different than what normal Chien-Pao is that it doesn't have Sacred Sword. It has Crunch, and the idea behind Crunch is that you're able to do a lot of damage into psychic types, preferably Cresselia, but also Armor Rouge, when they aren't expecting you to really have that dark type coverage. And it's really good on this team. I feel like I didn't need the fighting coverage because Iron Hands is such a good fit on this team, as well as the damage that comes out for Ogrepon, that we're able to kind of like give up that fighting coverage because we have other Pokemon that can cover for that. And I feel like the dark type coverage for this team specifically is really clutch. Icicle Crash is better than Ice Spinner right now. It does a little bit more damage. You can miss, but you get the chance to flinch, right? And I think that's more valuable than just being able to remove the terrain, because there's been so many games that I've seen myself that I've participated in, as well as games that I've witnessed, where Icicle Crash completely wins the game because of a 30% chance to flinch, right? And I'm pretty sure you all have seen it as well. Then we have Ghost Terror on it so that you can get away from Fake Out. Next we have Iron Hands. This Iron Hands is going to be Grass Tera. I didn't want to go Water Tera because I already had 2 Water Teras on the team in Sylveon and Tornadus. So I kind of wanted to go Grass Tera to give me like something into like grass types and Water Ogrepon and things like that, so you're good into those. Amoonguss is not really common right now, so I wouldn't say that it really helps against that, because grass types are in a really good position in the format right now, with all the Ogrepons being grass type, as well as Sinistcha being like, I feel like it's not Amoonguss, but it does similar things with the Rage Powder and like healing his teammates with like Hospitality, which Amoonguss uses Polypuff, but it also can heal itself with Strength Sap while Amoonguss does Regenerator, right? So they're kind of both like the pivot, but Sinistcha can set up Trick Room, just has a little bit like more niche to it. I think it is better than Amoonguss in my opinion. We'll see as the format progresses, but you're pretty much not seeing Amoonguss in the format like that. And so Ice Punch on this Iron Hands gives you a good matchup into Sinistcha. Funny enough, you can Grass Tera so that you're not taking neutral damage from Machagacha, and you can hit it with an Ice Punch, right? I still think it wins the 1v1 against you, because Sinistcha is, funny enough, is like incredible into Iron Hands with Strength Sap, because it heals back up from all your attack stat and then drops your attack by 1 and goes all the way back up to full, and now you're doing less damage every turn, right? So it's not really a good matchup into Iron Hands, but if you need to, before it can, if it's like at 50% or something like that and you're able to hit it before it can go for a Strength Sap, then you can take it out with Ice Punch, whereas when normally you can't deal any damage to it with Wild Charge and Drain Punch. But Ice Punch is there because my Iron Hands is max attack, so at -1 it's still able to pick up the KO on Landorus, right? And that's most Scarf Landorus. If it's a bulky Landorus, if it's not Scarf, it might be bulky, you can always switch in Chien-Pao, and then Ice Punch will still pick up the KO on the Landorus, right? And that's the idea behind that. Landorus can be kind of troublesome for my team with against my Ogrepon, and I just wanted to have more ways to be able to remove it, and it likes to come against Ogrepon plus Iron Hands, right? And that way you're able to threaten like big damage onto Landorus. Next we have Landorus. This is a pretty standard set. It is an Adamant Landorus. It's not Jolly. So it will get outsped by, you know, mostly Choice Scarf Urshifu, but other than that, it's pretty much outspeeding everything in the format that it needs to, besides Regieleki. Regieleki is not that common, and even if it was, it still has a good matchup into it, right? And we pretty much have Rock Slide, U-Turn, Terra Blast, and Stumpy Tantrum. Not anything too crazy about that set, but Landorus just feels like a good fit for this team. It does very well at supporting Sylveon, making Sylveon a little bit more bulky on the physical side, so you can take a little bit more hits. And last but not least, we have Tornadus. Pretty standard Tornadus set with Covert Cloak, so you can't be flinched. And we also have Bleak Wind Storm, so you're able to hit things for, you know, decent damage. And the Water Terror, so you're able to survive those Chien-Pao and those Water Urshifus that kind of just want to double into your Tornadus or just remove your Tornadus immediately. Or if they put you in a position to where you don't want to Tailwind turn 1, and they feel like they can fake you out, or they just feel like you're in a position to where you shouldn't be Tailwinding, and they can just remove your Tornadus from the field, is able to stick around. And when you tear into water, like Bleak Wind Storm is doing so much damage in the Chien-Pao and Urshifu that is not comfortable, and it puts them in a bad spot. You have Sunny Day to support the Ogrepon. It's really the only Pokemon on the team to support, but it supports all the other Pokemon on the team defensively against water types, right? So that in that sense, it does support them defensively, but offensively, it only supports Ogrepon in that right. And then last but not least, we have Taunt, which is a good, you know, way to stop Trick Room from Pokemon that don't have Mental Herb or that are not carrying it, right? And most Cresselia, they're starting to carry Rocky Helmet and Safety Goggles now. I think that Clover Cloak and Mental Herb are still the best options on Cresselia because they shut down a lot of ways that people want to shut down your Trick Room, right? So you can taunt into Cresselia in this format and with relatively success, right? And you know, that's the idea behind having Taunt. You shut down Spore shenanigans. You're able to shut down Sinistra from doing anything, right? Because they're usually carrying Rocky Helmet too, or like Citrus Berry. They're not usually Mental Herb, so you're able to shut that thing down as well. And I feel like it's really good. Also, Pheasantipity, if you run into that, you know it's going to be carrying Tailwind and Icy Wind. You can also taunt that so that it can't Tailwind against your Tailwind, right? So you can win the Tailwind war from that case. But that's going to be it for the breakdown for this team. As usual, there is a rental code up at the top right, as well as a PokePaste down in the description below. And I want to thank all of the new followers that have came over from the Rank 1 video. Thank you again, Clover, for posting my team. And anyone that, you know, is a part of, you know, that's been here, I thank you for continuing to watch. And all the newcomers, you know, here's another follow-up video for you that's really good. And I'm going to keep putting out good content. I hope you all enjoy it and you continue to come out to watch these videos. But other than that, there's a PokePaste in the description below as well. Let's get into these battles. All right, this is our first battle since we hit rank number 1. We're back on the ladder. We have fell down. We haven't played in a couple of days, and it took us down to 62. We're still pretty high up. All right, so my opponent, he has Hisuian Arcanine, Basculegion. That is Chien-Pao, Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, and Cresselia. So he has Basculegion, but he doesn't have any weather. So is he like adaptability? I think he wants to play on the Trick Room. Cresselia, I mean, Sylveon looks great here. Like, it beats everything except his Arcanine, right? In that case, I can lead Landorus, Iron Hands in the back, and Ogrepon. I think I may need Chien-Pao. Okay, it does have Crunch. I think the Sucker Punch pressure on Basculegion is really good. Because I think Basculegion may come. So that's why I'm leaning towards Chien-Pao. Sucker Punch pressure plus Crunch onto Cresselia can be kind of hard to deal with. I mean, Ogrepon is still pretty good here. Terra Fire. We'll see. I think it's debatable whether I can bring Chien-Pao or Ogrepon. So it's Arcanine plus Chien-Pao. Alright, so we get an Intimidate off immediately. So Arcanine has to. Ooh. So Arcanine should want to switch here. To not get rocked. So I want a Tera Hyper Voice and U-turn and Chien-Pao. I can pick up a KO here. Arcanine should switch with Tera because it still doesn't want to take a Stumping Tantrum. And if it Tera's away from the fire typing, then I can hit it with Hyper Voice. So that's the idea here. And if he tries to go for like a Icicle Crash Flare Blitz double up in the Sylveon, we can survive that because we Water Tera. So he stays in with Arcanine, so it's gonna Tera here. Most Arcanines are usually Assault Vest or Choice Band. I haven't really seen one that has Protect. It could, but I mean, would you really drop like Tera Blast Grass or Tera Blast Fairy, which is really good on Arcanine? Oh, that's a good Protect though. That's a good play. That's a really good play because he didn't Tera and he protected Chien-Pao. Just Rock Slide. Not too much damage. He baited out my Tera. Okay. It's a good play by my opponent. I'm still gonna U-turn here into Chien-Pao. It has to either switch. I can at least clear Amulet on Chien-Pao. Never seen clear Amulet. It's usually Life Orb, Assault Vest, or Focus Sash, the most common. Assault Vest might be the least common, but I've used it and I've seen it used a couple times. Life Orb, really strong. I think Focus Sash is the safest. Oh, he just crit. Okay, well that's not good. Alright, but I'm gonna bring Landorus back out here. And we definitely bring out Iron Hands here since it's probably just a Rock Slide coming out. That crit is bad because I could have got rid of Chien-Pao this turn. So I just kind of lost my Tera for just like 15% damage onto Arcanine. Arcanine's gonna switch here though. So let's think about what he could switch to. Cresselia if he has it. I think Chien-Pao protects him, so let's U-turn you. And Wild Charge. Yep. So we know that was switching guaranteed to you. I wanted to Drain Punch that. This may still pick up a KO. I mean, Chi-Yu's not that bulky, so we may just get the Chi-Yu for free. Nice. We reset our Intimidate. Yeah, Wild Charge to get that still. Right, the crit was unfortunate, but we're still in this. Nice. Chi-Yu was never a good switch in there because, I mean, Drain Punch, I mean, I know he expected a fake out onto Chien-Pao, but Drain Punch in the Arcanine was always pretty safe. Alright, so there's Arcanine. He can click Flare Blitz now. I want to switch into my own Landorus. and Drain Punches Chien-Pao. I want to reveal his last. He still hasn't Tera yet, so like a Ghost Tera here would be kind of spooky. Nice. Ooh. Alright, that's a good dodge though, because it wouldn't have KO'd us, but any chip, dodging any chip is good. Yeah, I think we would have survived regardless. Now he's locked in a Flare Blitz, so he can't go for the Rock Slide. But he pretty much has to Tera his Arcanine this next turn. And if it's Grass, it just becomes weak to... if it's Grass, it becomes weak to my Chien-Pao in the back, right? Alright, so that's Iron Bundle. Could Tera the bundle. He could double up my Iron Hands too. I'm gonna go for Rock Slide here. I'm gonna Drain Punch you because I know you can't protect, and I think my Chien-Pao can beat this Iron Bundle 1v1. Alright, so that's probably Ghost Tera. Yep. So we didn't target that with a Drain Punch. Oh, he couldn't miss. Oh, and he missed the Landorus. That's huge. That's huge. That kind of makes up for the crit on my Sylveon, right? Yep. Now we take his Iron. Oh, he's not locked in. He's Assault Vest. Yeah, that's gonna be game though. Let's click Rock Slide and Wild Charge. Yeah, it's not gonna do enough. Connect Route, Rock Slide, and Wild Charge to pick up from there. Let's go. Nice, and we won our first game back after taking, you know, a couple day hiatus to focus on, you know, I wanted to really put out the content for me hitting rank #1, and I kind of wanted to, you know, make sure it got as much attention as possible. So I didn't want to like play any other games or anything, because it was a grind. I played, you know, about 20 something games straight, and I just wanted to kind of, you know, take a couple days off to like just relish and enjoy, you know, having hit #1 in Scarlet and Violet. So we're back and we get a win in our first game back. And so if you all are here, if you're new from, you know, new to the channel, I would appreciate if you all leave a like or subscribe and comment. Anything you do helps the channel grow and it helps me continue to put out, you know, good fun content. And I'm gonna keep putting out really good teams. And this is gonna be our first win in the game with this team. And let's get into the next one. All right, we jump up 20 spots. 20 spots. Alright, so we are going up against a rank 3 player. He looks like he's going for rank #1. He could jump up from rank #1 to from the position he's at, like I did twice. So I kind of do want to play Gatekeeper here a little bit. Brex is just there, set up Trick Room. Can't be faked out. I think Sylveon's incredible here. I need Sylveon Iron Hands. I kind of want to bring Landorus. I actually think I'll lead Landorus. Iron Hands. I think I'll go with the same 4 because like Chien-Pao really threatens his Gholdengo and his Rillaboom and his Landorus, right? Yeah, I think I want to go with the same lead as last time. We're gonna leave Ogrepon again. I do think like Ogrepon is really weak into his Landorus. Okay. Alright, so this looks like it's just Tailwind plus Make It Rain. I'm going to hands here. I can't risk U-turn in there because Gholdengo's probably definitely going to outspeed me on Tailwind. I know Make It Rain looks so juicy there, right? Should be still Tera. Yep. So he's just going for damage. He's playing really offensive, so let's see can we slow him down. Fire Tera would be excellent on Sylveon with Tera Blast here, but we don't have that, right? So this is gonna go for big specs, Hyper Voice. Let's see how we do. And there's Tailwind. When Make It Rain comes out. Alright, doesn't do too much. So we withstand that. Let's see how much Hyper Voice is doing. Nice. I think I win that trade. We both reveal our Teras. But if he specs, that means he has to switch, right? So Hyper Voice is good here. Fake out Gholdengo. Let's see, is it a double protect? Nope, okay. So this is free Hyper Voice into Gholdengo. And if you all didn't know, Gholdengo is able to be faked out there because of this new mechanic called Terastallization. And he is no longer a ghost type. He is full steel. So Hyper Voice will definitely double KO here. He may want to switch out Gholdengo. He has no switching for Hyper Voice. I'll wild charge that slot just in the event that he switches it. And he misses Bleak Wind, misses on Iron Hands. A miss on the Sylveon would be better, but we should survive barring a crit. All right, he's at -1. Nice. Sylveon should get the double KO here, but we wild charge just in case. Nice. And my opponent does have another turn of Tailwind. So what I want to do is Hyper Voice with Sylveon, sack it, and switch in Landorus just in case, because he should bring out Ogrepon, right? Did he have Ogrepon, or was it Urshifu? I believe it was Urshifu. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's dark. So I'm gonna click Hyper Voice here. Urshifu should go after Sylveon. I'm gonna switch in Landorus. This way I have a fake out next turn. That's the correct play. But I think he's locked in to stumping, so he can't beat the Landorus now. Is it Wicked Blow? Oh, that's a good play. Ooh, that's a 1 KO. I would argue that favors me though. And the reason I would say that favors me is because if his Landorus doesn't have Protect, it's a free fake out Icicle Crash to that slot. And then we should be able to beat Urshifu from there. Does close combat KO me from that range? Would you really not protect Urshifu here? I think close combat may get it. Oh, that's a good play. Yeah, he is Scarf. Alright. So is it close combat into... Oh, it's just Wicked Blow. Oh, we survived that, okay. So a flinch here would probably be game over, right? We're gonna go for Drain Punch and Icicle Crash. So a flinch here probably is in the game. And he does get Wicked Blow off. Okay. So we just gotta hit Icicle Crash. 90% of the time we win the game right here. Yep, and we got it. Let's go. Oh! He survived that. Okay. I mean, we just click Sucker Punch now. We're faster, so ours will win. Alright. That's just in case he went for Sucker Punch himself if he's not locked in the Wicked Blow. And he I think he might be Choice Banded though, because that was doing a lot of damage. And it one-shot my Landorus too. He might have been Choice Banded. So if he's locked into that, because I think you always close combat Iron Hands there. Pick up the KO. So I think Sucker Punch was safe because we outspeed. And we don't want to go for like a crunch just to make sure, you know, it's 100% accurate so we would hit. But if going for crunch, he may Sucker Punch me and he could crit. So that's why we went for Sucker Punch. And he would have to play like a bunch of protects, like 7, 8 protects, and make the right call in order to win that game if he was going to go for like the detect into my Sucker Punches to waste my PP. But that's going to be it for that battle. Let's get into the next one. I already have GN, and they have Sinistcha. Sinistcha strikes fear in me, man. It's a good Pokemon. I want to say like, I think Ogrepon is the strongest new Pokemon, but as far as support utility, Sinistcha is the best support Pokemon that was added in this the Kitakame DLC, the Teal Mask DLC. So he has Sinistcha, Landorus, Roaring Moon, Snorlax, Heatran, and Cresselia. So I see a little bit of chalk in there with Heatran, Cresselia, and Landorus. Kind of have the Sinistcha in place of the Among Us, right? And then he has a normal type for like Kangaskhan and the Snorlax. So I see a little chalk in there. A little bit of chalk. Sylveon kind of just runs through this team, right? Outside of Heatran. Yeah, and Ogrepon comes here because Ogrepon is just good into his Heatran and his Sinistcha. They're forced to tear it. I probably could have led Ogrepon, but the reason I didn't want to lead it because if he leads Landorus, I don't want to be forced to like switch Ogrepon out. And my Iron Hands is still good in the Landorus because I have Tera plus I have Ice Punch. Yep, and there's Landorus. I think Landorus wants to switch here into Heatran. I could go for a crazy read and just Drain Punch him. He's not gonna set up Trick Room, right? think I'll go Hyper Voice and Drain Punch. He should go out in the Heatran. Fake Out plus Hyper Voice is so threatening right now. This is a hard read by me though. I may not need to play this aggressive, but I think it'll work out in my favor if he does go for it. Yep, so there's a switch. Should be Heatran. Nice. So we got that call right. We are -1, but this is still gonna do decent damage. Yeah, that does 44, not bad. Hyper Voice, decent damage. Now this should do maybe about 40, 50. Ooh, nice. That's good damage. So we know it's Landorus in the back. Can't hit Sylveon super effectively. Iron Hands is looking really strong here. Grass Tera makes me weak to Grass Tera makes me weak to Heat Wave, so I don't want to Tera that. I mean, Sylveon looks good here too. If I Tera in the water, I'm weak to Sinistcha, right? But I brought Ogrepon. We don't want to run. I think I want to Tera Sylveon again. Go for that. Drain Punch. He doesn't want to Trick Room here, right? And this is just to cover for like a Flash Cannon. I really don't want to take a Flash Cannon on Sylveon. And this just makes me resist like the Fire and Steel type moves. So he has to go for like Earth Power. But he just protects, okay. So I kind of waste my Tera there. So he's gonna heal it up. Now Sylveon, he could go Grass Tera, Tera Blast. So I'm gonna switch out into Ogrepon. I don't want to reveal Ice Punch yet. I'm gonna say that to surprise the Landers. I'm just Drain Punch you again in case you don't Tera. But I think it should Tera in the grass. Go for Tera Blast. And again, this is another hard read, but Ogrepon 4 times resists grass, right? So it's not gonna do anything to Ogrepon. And then I should be positioned to like probably knock out Cresselia with a double up. He could switch in Landorus though, but would you really? He may switch in Landorus, and that's when I can have the surprise Ice Punch tech. But I'll be at -2 with my Iron Hands. But I think I have a really good matchup against him right now. Yep, there's Tera. Should be Grass Tera. That way you don't take super effective damage from Drain Punch. Oh, it's Fairy. Okay. We still resist that, but that's good to know because now he can't really hit Sylveon for super effective. This is to Iron Hands though. Alright, that did over half. I did not expect that. It's Life Orb too. Alright, Iron Hands lives. Alright, Heatran's gonna protect here. I think I want to double the crest. Make sure it doesn't get Trick Room up. He could switch in Landorus here and go for Trick Room, but I think the double up should get the KO. And a crit here probably just, like KO and crest here, I think ends the game. Yeah, the Fairy Tera helps him because I didn't expect to take that much damage on Iron Hands. But what's crazy is like Sylveon could have just did a lot of damage to him. Yeah, so there's a switch. Are you going for Trick Room? Alright, so we don't get the KO there. We survive here, but we KO ourselves, so we get more damage off. Landorus can actually just like rock slide through too. Oh, I brought my Landorus. I'll bring Sylveon and switch in my Landorus. So we do lose the first Pokemon though, but this is the cover. It should be Rock Slide. I don't want that doing too much damage. Oh, he misses Rock Slide. Perfect. Just double up. No special attack drop would be nice. Perfect. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. So we do over about 60% to Landorus. And we KO Cresselia. I would say that's a good turn for us. All right, so we're gonna go for I think Stomping just does it here. If he switches out Landorus, then whatever comes in is gonna take a lot of damage to Hyper Voice. All right, so he's faster, so he's hoping on a flinch. Okay. And then we take out Landorus. Perfect. No flinch. I think a flinch there, it depends on what Heatran went for. It could have been, it could have hurt there. Going ball. Yeah, I think that's his game. Yeah, I don't see how you went from this position. Ogrepon is not good in the Roaring Moon, so I can just switch out here. So I get an Intimidate drop and go for Hyper Voice. You already used your Tera, so if you don't one-shot Sylveon here, game's over immediately. So he should go for Acrobatics into Sylveon, but he's not Tera, so it is 110 base power, but my Sylveon's pretty bulky. That's just knockoff. Oh, we survive. It knocks off our choice specs though, so now we can go for quick attack if this doesn't KO. But yep, single target Hyper Voice. It can't take it. Let's go. And we get that win. Another win in the book. Beautiful wins. Alright, let's get into the next one. Alright, we got a rank 10 player. Oh, wow, this team is really cool. Clefairy looks so cute on the little thumbnail down there. So they have Tornadus, which is definitely Sunny Day. This is a sun team. Great Tusk, which is really good actually. Ogrepon, Clefairy, Fluttermane, and Torkoal. So he does have a Trick Room mode. Like, you can go follow me Trick Room with Fluttermane, set up Torkoal. This team is cool. And I don't have Rain Dance. How do I just not get ran over? I think it's got to be Landorus on lead, right? Landorus Chien-Pao. Does Sylveon stay on the bench this game? I should think Landorus, Sylveon, Chien-Pao, Ogrepon. Yeah, I like that. I think Iron Hands just gets whopped by Great Tusk and Ogrepon in the sun, and I really I don't know if I can deal with that. The Sylveon's Water Tera can help me. Water Tera Sylveon is actually surprisingly good. Like, it's just, you can't remove it easily, and it just deals so much chip damage. Alright, there's Tornadus, Fluttermane. So the Sunny Day plus Terra Blast, he has to go for Tailwind, right, or I outspeed. And he goes for Tailwind, and he's not getting the sun up, so I should be able to survive Fluttermane. This could be a double knockout on his part. It is a Tera, so it's probably gonna be Tailwind plus Fairy Tera. And the reason I didn't want to burn my Tera, because I could go for a Tera on Landorus, but if he goes for Moonblast Tailwind, I don't know if Choice Specs that may pick up the K. Oh, he didn't Tailwind. Oh, if we get a flinch here, that's probably game over. Uh-oh. He got greedy. Oh man, if I hit a Rock Slide there, he has to go for Tailwind now. Oh man, he got greedy and they go for Sunny Day or Tailwind, and it cost him with the flinch. That's the power of Rock Slide flinch. Of course we miss one though, so I cry every time. But if we get rid of his Tera turn 1, he doesn't get anything off with it. Okay, so we are locked into. I think I need to switch here. Switching to Ogrepon. Should be Sunny Day and like. I wish Sylveon had Protector. Sylveon's so good here. I don't think I can waste Chien-Pao Sash though, so I just go for Hyper Voice. If for some reason he doesn't, if he goes for anything other than a high horsepower and a Sylveon, then I think he loses the game. Because he should know that I'm locked in. Oh, it's Rock Slide. If we don't flinch here. Okay, we flinched though. Okay. So that's kind of payback. Can you imagine if we didn't flinch there? I think I just get double KO'd here. He could miss Rock Slide too. So if for some reason he misses a Rock Slide, he's in a bad spot. Okay. I wonder if he's Choice Scarf. And he went for Bleak Wind to cover for the Rock Slide miss. Wow, if I didn't flinch on Sylveon there, like, that would have been crazy. But, I mean, I guess it's payback. But to be honest, I missed Rock Slide first, so I felt like it was even. So now we're just dealing with more RNG. He should Tailwind here. I think I just got a Tera so I don't get brought down to Sash. And then just Rock Slide. In case he's Focus Sash. This is tricky. I don't mind losing though to, you know, RNG flinch because I feel like I played it well. Where's the Tailwind? We miss again. So hopefully he's not Focus Sash. Did we get a one hit? Okay. I don't know if that's in Sucker Punch range. Yeah, this is tough. I feel like he's Scarf, so he's locked in a Rock Slide. I could crit Sucker Punch here. 1, 2. Yeah, that's gonna need wraps. Well played by my opponent. Yeah, the flinch on Sylveon was huge because that would have just double KO'd in the game. And Ogrepon wouldn't be able to do 4v1. But well played by my opponent. I don't know if he was playing towards his outs. I feel like it was more consistent to go for high horsepower there because, you know, 70% of the time we don't get flinch, he just lose that game. And with my flinch on turn 1, I felt like even if he got an attack off, he didn't go for Tailwind, right? So he was still going to be KO'd by Sylveon regardless. I just probably wouldn't have Landorus, you know, if he was going for like a Moonblast. And if it was Dazzling Gleam, then we should have survived on both without the sun up. All right, let's get into the next one. I feel like Sylveon is so good in this format. All right, next match we have Andrew. I feel like Sylveon is so good in this format. I feel like it's so hard to like knock it out, and like fairy coverage is just so good right now. Like if you look at my opponent's team, like Hyper Voice just cleans his team, right? Except for Ogrepon. but Landorus cleans up Ogrepon. Right, like Sylveon just looks incredible. So he could go fake out the Iron Hands. He could leave Melodic Iron Hands. So I think I want to leave my Iron Hands, Sylveon, Landorus, Ogrepon. I feel like I want the speed advantage though. I think I want to clean up with Sylveon, so I'll go Tornadus. Ogrepon, Sylveon. I don't think I need a speed advantage. Yeah, I'll go like this. Because he could have Tailwind on the Roaring Moon, but I don't know if I really need it with how much damage Sylveon's doing. And I was thinking about bringing it in the back, but if I lead anything else, Landorus probably will come out on lead too. Yeah, Melodic Iron Hand, that's what I imagined. So I'm pretty sure it's Tornadus in the back. He probably didn't even bring Roaring Moon, right? So we're probably gonna handshake here. Which means we just fake out each other's other mind. I think it favors me though. I can't even switch in Landorus here. I actually think I want to switch in Ogrepon. And fake out Melodic. I know it's Landorus for him in the back, so Landorus should be coming out next. I expect Iron Hands to switch in Landorus. Oh, he is faster. Wait, what if I just went for Hyper Voice? So Landorus should come in here. I believe it may be Landorus Ogrepon, Landorus Fluttermane. I don't think you ever bring. So I go Ivy Cudgel into the slot. And also Ice Punch. And that'll KO Landorus. Oh, he didn't switch. Melodic should Tera, right? Yeah. Poison. Okay. He takes that relatively well. If it's a Volt switch into Landorus, that still favors me because it's gonna be a lot of damage. It's just Drain Punch. Alright, so he's really worried about my Iron Hands. It must be good into what he has in the back. I don't think he brought Landorus. A Freezer would be crazy. Alright. I didn't bring Chien-Pao, did I? I need to threaten this Melodic with some damage. Switching Sylveon. Because he already Tera. I'm really shocked he didn't go into Landorus right there. Alright, that's good damage. Ogrepon, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of not targeting it down like I think. So I'm gonna go for Ivy Cudgel until this slot. I think Flying Tera is good on my Landorus here in the back, and then Hyper Voice. That covers for a switch too. Kind of want Iron Hands to go down here. So he KOs my Ogrepon because of the Icy Wind. I got speed investment on my Sylveon too, but I guess his Melodic has speed investment too. Oh. Oh, that was really bad. Do I lose because of that? I don't know if Stomping Tantrum KOs from that range. This lead was just I had a good enough lead into it. I just let Melodic just do too much. I think I should have Tera Sylveon last turn. At least we do pick up that KO though. So he would have switched in Landorus if he had it, so he didn't bring Landorus. So we do have Fake Out pressure next turn. I'm so happy we picked up the Melodic though, because he got an Icy Wind off, that would have been game. He did bring Roaring Moon. Okay. So it's definitely Farley Flutter Mane in the back. So I think Fake Out Stomping Tantrum is safe here. Unless he just actually brought Landorus. But I feel like he should have been switched it in. I think it should be Flutter Mane in the back. I'm shocked he brought Roaring Moon to this matchup. Because I'm going to switch back out and just go for... Oh, he's switching. Don't tell me it's Landorus. That's Ogrepon. Okay. Still take decent damage from this. That's a 2 KO. Do I really want to switch here? I feel like you should protect Ogrepon here. Because Stomping Tantrum is 2 KO onto you. If he protects Ogrepon, I think I can still win. If he doesn't protect either here and gets a double KO, I don't know if Landorus can beat all of them. Especially with Fake Out in the background. Okay, we get that play right. Does he go after Landorus though here? Oh! Wait, you just gave me your Roaring Moon. What? He survived? How much bulk do you have on that? I didn't expect it to survive. Alright, so I'm gonna go after you. Switch back out in the Landorus. And then I can, when his Fake Out comes out, I can sack my Ogrepon. I did not expect him to survive that. I'm not intimidated. He's just bulky. survive. Hopefully it's not a double up to that slot. We should survive this. Nice. Nice. And now I'm gonna switch Landorus back out into Ogrepon. You should always fake out Landorus here. Switch out an Ogrepon, sack it. Wow, no way we're able to bring this back. This is crazy. Yep, and the Intimidates are showing. This is why you bring Landorus to Ogrepon matchup. Like, Intimidate is so good here. And he faked out that slot, perfect. And he doubled that slot, so I just take out his Roaring Moon. I'm very surprised because my I'm at the last EV bump on my Iron Hand, so I have a lot of investment on it. It's almost max attack, so I'm shocked. He has to be really bulky on his, probably a defensive nature. And Landorus comes back in, gets another Intimidate off. And we don't even need to Tera here. We just click Stomping Tantrum, Drain Punch. Yep, and we end up not even needing our Tera, actually. Let's go. I can't believe we brought that game back. That was literally insane. Wow, I can't believe we brought that game back. Alright. Let's get into the next one. I didn't even upgrade our rank. Alright, final match of the day. We have Fluttermane, Tornadus, Heatran, Urshifu, Landorus, and Sinistcha. Just pretty strong team, pretty balanced. I see the Fire Water Grass core there. And he does have a Trick Room mode, right? I haven't brought Tornadus all day. I still don't think this is the match for it. I mean, that's Water Urshifu. Ogrepon kind of like... I think it should be dark though, right? I like Sylveon. I done brought Sylveon every game. Sylveon's just so good. I could go to Tornadus. Because Water Urshifu's Sunny Daylight makes it super weak. Well, he may have Rain Dance, so I think I am gonna go Tornadus. Ogrepon, Landorus in the back. He could play towards Trick Room though, which would be kind of annoying. So I left Chien-Pao and Iron Hands. Iron Hands is really good in Urshifu, so that made, I don't know if that was the right call. But I kind of want the Sun. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna Hyper Voice here. And Bleak one. Try to pick up a double KO. You can tell when I'm gonna survive here. We connect both, and this may just be a double KO. This Fluttermane does survive, so it's a bulkier Fluttermane. But I do get my Tailwind off now. Landorus. So I'm gonna switch into my Landorus to intimidate his, and then go for Tailwind. Should be a double up in the Sylveon with like Dazzling Gleam plus Stumping. Sylveon's doing too much damage to not double it, right? And this one, his Landorus to be a little bit weaker. He didn't Tera though. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Is it Rock Slide? Oh. That was a really good play. But Rock Slide is... Does Sylveon take this double up? If mine's is faster, then I definitely survive, right? So I'm gonna Rock Slide you back. And Hyper Voice. I don't think Tera helps either one here. This game is going pretty fast. Yes, we're faster. So we KO Flutter Mane. And we get a flinch chance here. Did we get the flinch? We don't. Does he get the flinch? Oh, we survive on Landorus, which is clutch. And we don't get flinch. Nice. He survives though. The Intimidate was very clutch on him. Oh, and it's dark. It's not water. He could Sucker Punch my Landorus, right? But if he don't flinch me with Rock Slide, then I think he just automatically... he doesn't even go for it. If you flinch her, you just lose the game immediately. But he goes after Landorus, so it's game over. Wow. I think he was hoping it was a speed tie between our Landoruses. I am adamant, but I'm like, he may not even be Scarf. I don't know. I'm adamant, but I'm not max speed adamant either, so. I don't know, we still outspeed though. Let's go. We get that win. Man, this team is so good. This team is so good, so I recommend y'all give it a try. Sylveon is broken. Alright, but that's going to be it for these battles for today, and let's get into a midway review. What rank did we hit? 17. So we got top 17. We'll see if we can hit number 1 tomorrow. We're going to play some more games with this team. Alright, for the midway review, we didn't bring Ogrepon. So starting off with Ogrepon, we didn't bring Ogrepon that much today. But in the matches that it did come, it's pretty decent. I know that the idea behind it is to use it next to Tornadus, but outside of the last game, I didn't really see really a good time to use it as much without it getting intimidated, right? I do think maybe having a Defiant user or something to kind of slow down and intimidate against this team would be really good. But Sylveon, it is the only, well, outside of Tornadus, the only other special attacker on this team, but it literally carries this team. Like, well, I can't say enough about this Sylveon set. I'm so impressed with it. The Pixelate is really good ability with the choice specs and being able to just click Hyper Voice. I didn't even have to click like Terra Blast, Quick Attack, or Hyper Beam. I just spam Hyper Voice and it was just KO and everything. So this should show you the strength of, you know, how good Sylveon is. It's a really good partner with Iron Hands. It really does deter your opponent from wanting to click Chip on because they don't know how slow your Iron Hands or Sylveon are, right? But we actually have speed investment on our Sylveon, so that's why, you know, it's able to outspeed things. I gave enough speed investment to outspeed max speed Timid Tornadus. So anything that's slower than max speed Timid Tornadus, Sylveon will outspeed them on Tailwind, right? Other than that, if it's like something like Chien-Pao or Flutter Mane or Scarf Landorus, you're not gonna outspeed them on Tailwind. But that's not the idea behind it because I wanted to still be able to be bulky, and if I would have went that fast to be able to outspeed those type of threats under Tailwind, I would have been giving up a lot of bulk. And as you see, this Sylveon is able to like survive a lot of hits and get those Tera hyper voices off, right? And that's the idea behind it. Chien-Pao set's pretty standard. It is really good next to the Ogrepon. Like I said, you know, in the intro, the idea is we use it next to Tornadus in the sun with Fire Tera Ivy Cudgel next to Chien-Pao, and the sun just one-shots everything, right? But it takes time to get that setup going. Your opponent might also be expecting that, right? So you just gotta be careful about that. Iron Hand set was really good. We didn't get a chance to show off the Ice Punch. We did go for a couple Ice Punch reads, but my opponent didn't even bring Landorus, so it didn't end up, you know, really working out. But it is really good to be able to still one-shot Landorus even after -1 with the Ice Punch because of how much attack investment I have on it. And unless they're like really bulky Landorus, and most Landorus are running Choice Scarf right now, you still pick up the KO. Choice Scarf Landorus is pretty standard. Like I said, the most of this team is pretty standard for the most part. It is very consistent, but like I said, you know, the one change about this team that makes it from like one of those consistent 6, like you probably have Flutter Mane in the slot, is Sylveon. Like Sylveon really makes this team go, and that's really the star of this first episode. I am gonna play, you know, another couple games in the next episode and see can I get this team to rank #1. If we can get Sylveon #1 right after we got Inferno up to #1, I think that'll be, you know, just a crazy accomplishment. And we did fall all the way back down to 62 because we haven't played in a couple days, so that also gives us a chance to like grind our way back up to rank #1. So we'll see if we can get it next episode, but that's gonna be it for this video. If you all want to try this team, there's a rental code up at the top right, as well as a PokePaste in the description below. And if you like this type of content, leave a like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications because I post content every single day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, deuces.